Hey guys, Galactic Marine 501 slash jexamwolfexia here, and today the lead mobile suit is approaching at 3 times the speed of the others. This is SD Sinanju. So anyway, let's get into this guy. Terrific SD. I gotta say, this guy is my new favorite SD of all time that I've built. My Before this, my favorite was this guy, the SD Unicorn Gundam. And I gotta say, one of the best things about the Unicorn line is that they're keeping them relatively in scale. When you set these guys up next to each other, this guy is the same height. Now, he should be slightly shorter than the Sinanju. However, they kept him in scale for destroy mode. Because he does this, unlike the actual destroy mode, this guy doesn't gain anything for destroy mode. His height doesn't increase. So, yeah. But he is a this guy's a really nice figure. Get a nice figure. This guy's a really nice model. Get him. But while you're out getting him, get this guy. This guy is freaking awesome. He comes with the same marking stickers that this guy came with. So he's got the Anaheim Electronics symbol and stuff there. Unicorn. All over him. This guy has them too. This is Neozeon. I put this one here just because it says Sinanju. He's got MSN 06S. Some cautions. The thruster tanks have them all over to make them look perfect. Neozeon on the thruster tanks. It's a very nice model kit. Not to mention, it also comes with an SD stand. Sadly, the Unicorn didn't. However, I'm going to steal the Wing Gundams, just because. Even though I had him displayed on his stand, I'm going to steal the Wing Gundams so I can have these two. So I can have these two duking it out in the air. And I'm actually getting a second SD00 Quanta, so maybe I'll steal that one for Kshatriya. Which, by the way, in case you were wondering, here is the Kshatriya. Look for her review in a few minutes. In a few minutes, probably, because I'll probably film it immediately after this one. Yeah, the thing is, I've got so many Gundam models to review because my account has been messed up. So, like, on any given upload day, expect like 10 uploads. Mostly, I'm going to try to upload every Friday. That may not happen, depending on what happens. But, I may actually end up exhausting all of my Gundams today. At this point, I've shown you the 1/60th scale strike. I've shown you the Destiny. I still don't have the wings for the Destiny. I'm sorry, guys. That one will go on for a while because I need to wait until Easter to get a second Master Grade Destiny. And actually, I'm doing a custom with that, you'll see. But, I have to show you all of my age kits. I also have a real grade Zaku 2, the normal green one. I'm getting the real grade Ale Strike and the real grade Sky Grasper. So, yeah. But anyway, so on to this guy. He's got, as I said, a mobile suit stand, and he's got a very interesting way of connecting. He's actually got 2 connection points on him, depending on how tall you want him to be, because with the stand you can't really change that too much. You can put it between his legs in a hole. There's a hole in there in the waist unit, or there's a hole in the backpack. One of the thrusters has actually quite an accurate hole because it's a thruster. So they disguised it really well. If I had painted those thrusters gray on the inside, that polycap wouldn't even be showing, really. Well, it wouldn't be very obvious, but yeah. Next, to continue on the awesomeness of this guy, you get everything. Literally everything, almost. Oh, crap. Just realized I lost a part. dropped something out somewhere. There it is. Not even to this guy. It was one of the Kshatriya's beam sabers. But anyway, by the way, here's the manual. He does have his fair share of stupid little special secondary modes crap, and I'll show you those, I guess. He has one that isn't even worth. He has two that aren't even worthy of showing, which you dismember the Gundam to make two stupid little fighters. One that has basically the shield with legs attached, and one that is an atrocity made out of the upper body. So, yeah, I'm not even going to show you those because not even worth showing. Prime 92 did in her video, so if you want to see those, go watch her video. But anyway, he comes with his beam. I know it has a special name, but his beam rifle. Now, it does have a few extras added to it for these special modes. It has this little peg up on top there, which comes into play in, let's see what mode. I want to know what mode. Rifle. Okay, it comes into play in the mode that I'm never going to use, so I may end up snipping that off. But for the kids, I think it's good. But for a modeler, somebody who builds these to have accurate models, no. It also has two not very obvious holes on the sides that are used in two of the better yet not accurate but still good modes. And another inaccuracy, but still, in a way, it's an accuracy. It doesn't do it the way it's supposed to. It has this handle that comes out there that's used in one of the special modes. But it sort of does emulate this piece that's molded into it. There's a piece there that folds down to accept the grenade launcher. Now, let's get into his other accessories. First off, he does have a clear yellow beam saber, which is great because that means with these you can have sort of a dynamic beam saber fighting pose with the unicorn, who comes with a clear pink beam saber, which is awesome. Now, sadly, with the Kshatriya, they regressed and gave you white beam sabers, which I've painted green. I think one of hers is pink. I seem to remember that for some reason. That the Kshatriya had one green beam saber and one pink. I don't know why. But, okay, I regress again. But that's all you get, except for the shield. That's all you get that's not mounted to this shield. This shield does everything that the high grade does. And more, actually. But, yeah. It's got the heat hawks attached. You don't get two sets. You don't get a special set that's closed for the shield. But you get the two open heat hawks. The only difference from the closed is they'd slide down a bit and become a little smaller, so it's okay. They do stick out a little over the top, but I don't think it looks that bad. And then you have the grenade launcher, which has one additional thing that the high grade doesn't, and that the Sinanju actually doesn't, that I actually like a little better, that he can do this now. I usually put it underhand, but he's got a handle in the grenade launcher now, so he can hold it and not have to use his rifle or his shield to fire grenades. I usually have him hold it if I'm going to have him hold it. I usually do it underhanded, so it doesn't look as odd because there are holes all over the top of it. I could fix that with some putty, but I'm not going to. Now, for the rifle, you can hook the grenade launcher to the bottom like so. You can see it's right here. Just plug it into these two panels. Oh yeah, and by the way, those are added to this guy, but they're added there for a purpose that is something that's shown in the show, so I'm not counting them as extra kibble. I'm counting them as normal kibble. And actually, I think you can store this beam rifle in here somehow. Nope, that's later. But anyway, you can remove the heat hawks, and you do get 2 blades. You don't get the standard not in the shield blades that are just a typical heat hawk blade. However, you could technically make one of those, make them into those if you really wanted to. Just shave off this top part and then shave it down to make it the right shape. But I like this much better. I always use these when I use the heat hawks. For the simple reason that this part, the sticking out part, is different from most heat hawks. Most don't have that, so that's good. Now the mounting brackets in here, as you can see those little gray bits there, those actually are what allow it to do one of its features that it does do in the show, which is combine. Which is nice because you get more show accurate heat hawks than even the high grade had. The high grade had those two little connections at the bottom to make them able to combine, but this one doesn't need that. This one has a specially designed little part on the bottom on the shield bracket that allows it to accept 2. Now that's also good because you can also do it this way, which the high grade couldn't. You couldn't have them both facing forward on the high grade, which is good. I mean, I like that. Now, you can do the shield heat hawk thing, where he has the heat hawks embedded in the shield. So I'll do that right now. Or not embedded in the shield, more like he's using them as a weapon sticking out of the shield. So here that is. And I have to say it looks just like it does in the show. And these are stickers. It's a red shield, but you could paint that up pretty well. And I think these stickers actually go on really well for what they are. All of the stickers on this guy are really good. There's only one that I have to complain about. If you look into the face, barely see it in there, but he's got a clear yellow mono eye. They actually, if I had followed the directions, he would have a green mono eye. See that green sticker up there? I put it on, I tried it. I have to say I like the clear yellow better. It's not technically accurate, but at this point I don't give a crap. It looks much better clear than it would with a sticker. Yeah. But yeah, sorry about that. Anything else? Now, what haven't I shown you guys? Now, the shield does connect to the arm. There's a bracket on it. There. I've turned the bracket sideways. The only issue with this, like the original had this problem too, is it mounts to the back of the arm. Now, that's okay for when he wants to shoot grenades or... Oh, if I didn't get that lined up with the grooves. It's not good. There we go. Now that's okay when you want to have it with a weapon on it, but for a shield it absolutely sucks. But there is a way around this, and it involves bringing the grenade launcher back. Then you just rip out the mounting bracket, and you can turn the hand sideways, and then put the shield into the... put the grenade launcher into the hand, and then you can have him with the shield without having to have it backwards, like so. There. But yeah, at least it's good that they gave you that. That may be the purpose for the handle on the grenade launcher, come to think of it. Hang on, let's see if they have it doing that. Yeah, they do, so. Either that or his arm is twisted all the way around. Yeah, in this picture he's obviously holding it um, with the second side thing. I don't know. But yeah, he is holding the shield by the grenade launcher in that picture, in one of the pictures on the box. So that probably is the reason that they gave it to you. Now, on to the combinations with the weapons. The first one is decent, I'm going to say. I'll tell you guys when to get off if you don't like stupid combinations, so you guys don't have to watch the stupid combinations. But I will show them. Now I think about it, it is part of the model, so I will show it. In case there are any kids watching that want to buy this and want to see what cool things it can make, and parenthesis around cool, but hey. I am one person, some of you may like it. Some of you may like these, so I'll show them. Actually, everybody I've talked to about this model, I have 5 friends at school who have this guy. Yeah, I know, I go to a school full of nerds. But anyway, oh god, where does the grenade launcher go? Up. Yep, he can hold the grenade launcher separately for this, because it doesn't fit in. Yeah, where are the holes that it plugs into? These, okay. So, the first of these special never seen in the show modes is this. The Trident mode. Now, I actually like this. It kind of looks cool. Here, I'll put it into the hand so you can see it. It sort of looks like a pike, like he's holding a pike. I could see like guard of Zaft holding something like this. Not this elaborate, but yeah. It looks like a double-headed long axe or something. I don't know. But anyway, I wish I knew what that was called. I know there's probably a name for it. But anyway, let's convert this into the crossbow. I like to think that by doing this, maybe he'd gain some extra power from his weapons, aside from just making them look more menacing by adding them all together. I'd like to think that maybe this is akin to combining the Buster rifles on the Wing Gundam, not Double O. What am I talking about? Double O. Or I'm trying to think of another instance where weapons combined to become more powerful. Or some Power Rangers series. Oh, Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm. They had all the different weapons and they combined them together to make the big weapon that they fired at baddies. A lot of Power Rangers actually did that, but yeah, where the weapons by themselves are still weapons, but when they combine, they make a weapon that fires a much more powerful blast. But anyway, here's crossbow mode. I gotta say, this does look like something out of Power Rangers, because it does have the sort of random items strapped together feel to it, which is kind of cool. I also think it looks like some type of bird. But yeah, that's cool. Now, the last 2 modes, if you are a die-hard Gundam fan, just cut this video now. These last 2 modes will make you weep for the sake of humanity. But yeah. Okay. So, what you do here is you take the sinanju, cut him in half. Boop. Rip his head off. Boop. Rip his insignia on his chest off. Like that. Revealing a purpose-made hole in there. They actually put this part in there. They could have done this much simpler, left this gimmick out. I'm starting to sound like Prime 92 now, but still. This, I think it's a little extreme. I mean, even though I know it's a kid's gimmick, because these kits are made to get the kids into wanting to buy Gunpla kits. And I have to say it's okay. It's not as bad. I don't hate it as much as Prime 92 hates these little gimmicks, but yeah. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm sort of ripping on Prime 92, but she's a good Gundam reviewer. I think she is a little rough with her Gundams. I think that's why she has so many problems. Because I don't have nearly as many problems as she does. Then again, I don't get as many models as she does, so her percent chance of having a problem is much more. Okay, so anyway, now once you've ripped out the fuel canisters on the back, you then rip out the arms and then plug them into the holes where the fuel canisters are. Make sure they're facing back. It's not like that's going to matter at all, but yeah, make sure they're facing back. Then you have to rip off the sticker that says MSN06S, because that's not true anymore. This is now an abomination, not the sinanju. Then you take the crest from the chest plate here, you put it up on top, more for storage than anything, like so. You then take the fuel canisters and place them under the arms, facing forward. That's vital. Apparently, I guess the closest thing I can come to is that these would be some type of cannons. What I think, if he actually did this, I think they would be good flamethrowers. Because, I mean, they are fuel tanks after all, so why not have them burn off some excess fuel as a flamethrower? Now, what you do is you put the head in, like so. And here you have this thing. It looks like something you'd find in like a Poundland or dollar store transformer, really. I don't know. But anyway, onto the last mode. Onto the last little derp mode. And that is the lower part of the body. Now, what you do is you take the lower leg, you take the legs, and let's make sure we do this in the right way. Don't want to mess it up. Okay, so you take the shield. You don't need the bracket, the mounting bracket for this. However, you mount the two beams, the two heat hawk holders on the sides. Well, at least this guy doesn't have any beam sabers that he shoves up his ass, like the unicorn did for its unicorn mode. Or its unicorn, like physical unicorn mode. Where it was actually a unicorn. And not something called unicorn because it had a horn. But, yeah, that was terrible. I don't know why they did that. Stupid. But yeah. And then you take the beam saber, put it where, or the grenade launcher, sorry, and put it where it's supposed to be. Like so. This is what you end up with. And you put these heat hawks in the crossbow position. And then you attach this to the ball joint that attached the legs to the body. And then very last, you take the beam rifle and for no apparent reason you jam it into the top of the back of the legs. So this is what you end up with. I don't know. It looks like some type of, I want to say retarded bird from hell, but your interpretation may vary. Actually, retarded bird from hell is a terrific way of explaining this. Now, another cool little thing that I found that you can do with this is sort of like some of the suits in Gundam 00. You take the shield, face it up, put the heat hawks on in the facing down formation. This is this is something that I personally figured out, and in no way is endorsed by Bandai. So yeah, if you hate this, don't have it influence your opinion of the model. Then stick the head into the hole that was made for the legs, and it doesn't stay very well, but still, if you can get it mounted in there. This is similar, I guess, to the escape fighters from Gundam 00. That's what I think it looks like, at least. But that's what I was trying to do with it. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about these little secondary modes. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think that Bandai are idiots for creating them? Do you want to kill everybody at Bandai for creating such an atrocity? I don't. I think that they're okay in terms of like the fact that these are sort of marketed towards kids because they're SDs. But yeah. Now, before this video hits 30 minutes, I'm going to put this guy back into his normal format, hopefully before it hits 30. Sorry this video was so long. Probably should start doing videos like Robert 184, in which I do 10 minutes, under 10 minutes, and do the parts of the suits and stuff like that in separate videos. But I digress. Again. Oh yeah, and by the way, to all you guys who are still watching, thanks. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, whatever holiday you guys celebrate, if any. Good to be back. Sorry I haven't been posting on this channel. My Firefox really derps sometimes, and I have sort of a system. I have 3 web browsers: my Firefox, my Safari, and Google Chrome. Firefox is for this channel I use for YouTube. I only use Google Chrome personally, but because I had this laptop from school, Safari came standard on it. They downloaded Firefox for me, and I can't delete it. And I got Google Chrome on my own, so that's the one that actually, I use Safari more often than Google Chrome, actually, but I downloaded Google Chrome specifically for the apps. And I do use Google Chrome. But anyway, Google Chrome is Wolfexia. Now, Mr. Taco Man person, I haven't been on that account in quite a while. But, yeah, it's going to start back up. It's going to get better now, hopefully. Oh yeah, and one last thing with this guy before I end it. He's got a mono eye gimmick. When you turn the head, his mono eye looks to either side, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, so again, this is Galactic Marine 501/jexamwolfexia. I'll see you guys at the next review.